Live streaming as a DJ is way simpler now than it used to be. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what gear and software you need. Nothing more and nothing less, so you can finally go live without the tech spiral. I've also linked a complete gear guide in the description that gives you all the gear in this video for a basic setup all the way to an advanced setup. And I just updated this too, so it has the best deals that I could find at the time of recording this. Let me prove this setup is really simple. If you already have a laptop, a DJ controller, pair of headphones, you're about 80% of the way to a live stream setup. This is the actual foundation most DJs are using when they stream. You don't need a fancy audio interface yet or a separate streaming PC. You don't need monitors or LED walls and neon signs or a wall of bush. If you have a decent enough laptop and your controller works, you have enough to start. The only extra thing you need to plan for is visibility. You need a way to see both your DJ software, OBS, at the same time without feeling like you're flying blind. So that might be a second monitor, an iPad, or even your phone on a stand next to you. So let me show you what this actually looks like, because once you see it, it gets a lot less overwhelming. Picture this. Your DJ controller is plugged into your laptop with a single USB cable. That USB is doing the heavy lifting, sending the audio to your laptop, and it's letting you control your DJ software. On that same laptop, you have two apps open. Your DJ software is playing the music, and OBS is grabbing that audio and sending it out to Twitch or YouTube. One machine, two pieces of software talking to each other. Next, we have the camera. That can be either a USB webcam or your old iPhone running into the laptop. OBS treats your camera as your video source so people can actually see you in the decks. Then we add your voice, a simple USB mic straight into the laptop or even through your DJ controller. OBS mixes that mic with your DJ audio so the chat can hear you. And off to the side, you have that second screen or device showing OBS and your chat so you can see if you're live, you can check your levels, and actually talk to people. Again, this is the super simple setup. And later in the video, we're going to talk about audio interfaces and other fun upgrades. Next, we're going to zoom in on the most important part of the diagram, how to keep your audio sounding good for the stream. So first, let's talk about the boring but crucial part, the software. On the DJ side, you're going to use what you know, Serato or Rekordbox or Virtual DJ, whatever you use. On the streaming side, you just need one app to glue it all together. For most DJs who stream, that is OBS. It's free, it runs on almost anything, and every tutorial on the planet is built around it. If you're already deep into Streamlabs OBS or something else and it works, I'm not telling you to switch, but if you're starting fresh, pick OBS and commit. The entire job of the software is simple. Your DJ software sends audio to OBS, OBS grabs it and mixes it with your mic, and then OBS sends everything back out to Twitch or YouTube. That's it. Here's the gear reality. If your DJ controller shows up in OBS as an audio device, you don't need an audio interface right now. Your controller sends the master audio into the laptop over USB. Most controllers have good enough sound cards built in. So in OBS, that means one simple choice. In the audio settings, you're going to pick your controller as the main audio, not the built-in mic and not your webcam. Then you're going to play a track and set your levels so your audio meter is moving in the yellow of the meter, not spiking the red the whole time. If you want to see a more detailed explanation of this process, I made this video and I'll link it for you in the description too. If your controller does not show up as an audio device at all, you're in the small group that actually might need an audio interface. But don't panic. For most people watching this, the controller and one USB cable is enough to get clean audio into your stream. Now, once your audio is hitting OBS cleanly, the last piece of your basic setup is your mic. You can add a mic in two ways. The first is a simple USB mic straight into your laptop. You plug it in, add it as a separate audio source in OBS, and you're done. This is great if your controller doesn't have a mic input or you want more control over your voice levels separate from the music. The second way, which is even easier for a lot of DJs, is to plug your mic directly into your controller if it has a mic input. Many controllers have a talk over or a ducking feature that will automatically lower the music a bit when you speak. And if yours has that, use it. It keeps your voice on top of the mix without you riding the levels all night. Now, if your controller does not have talk over, you can do some similar things in OBS using a basic compressor or a limiter on your mic and even sidechain ducking setup if you want to get fancy, and that will keep your voice on top of the music too. Now, you don't have to use a mic, but you do have to interact with the chat. When you're just starting out, the mic makes the most sense. Otherwise, you'll be DJing, typing in chat, and monitoring OBS all at the same time. By the way, my mission with this channel is to help DJs grow faster using live streaming. Because learning to live stream completely changed my life in my late 40s. I want to share that with others. If you want to know more, I'm going to leave some links in the description for you. Now that your audio is handled, let's talk about the part everyone overthinks: the camera. You don't need a crispy $10,000 lens to go live. If you have a webcam or a phone, you already have a camera, and that's enough to show your face, your hands on the decks, and some movement. Viewers care way more about seeing a real human than they care about counting pixels. In OBS, you just add that camera as a video source, drag it where you want it, and frame it so that people can see you and the controller. Make sure you're in the frame, throw that light on your face instead of behind you, and that's it. Now, you can absolutely upgrade to a nicer camera later, but it should be because you want more flexibility, not because you think your screen is scuffed until it's in 4K. Remember, audio makes them stay. Video just helps them feel like they're in the room with you. And honestly, your old iPhone is a quality camera, so use it if you have it. Now, there's one piece of gear I count as part of your basic setup. Even though it's not very glamorous, it is the second screen. You can't run a smooth stream if you're basically blind. You need to see your DJ software, OBS, and your chat without digging around. If everything is stacked on one laptop screen, you end up alt-tabbing and clicking the wrong window and missing raids and switching scenes to the wrong thing while you're trying to beat match. And honestly, it feels like driving a car while constantly opening and closing the dashboard. I use this Philips monitor and I have it set up vertically so I can read the chat while my OBS is on the main monitor. The second screen doesn't have to be a fancy new monitor. It can be an old monitor you already own or an old TV or an iPad. The point is, have one screen where your DJ software lives and another screen where OBS and the chat lives. So you can glance up and instantly know if you're live, if your audio is clipping or redlining, and if anyone is talking to you. If you only buy one thing extra for your live streams, I would honestly put this above everything else. A second screen does not change your sound or your picture, but it changes how stressed you feel. And it lets you run your checklists and catch the problems before chat does and actually connect with people instead of guessing what's happening off screen. Now, once the basics are solid and you've actually streamed a few times, then the fun upgrades start to make sense. And again, these are not required to start. These are the, I am doing this regularly now and I want it to feel smoother and look better toys. The first upgrade I recommend is a Stream Deck or any little macro pad. This is where you stop babysitting OBS with your mouse. One button changes scenes, one button mutes your mic, one button fires a stinger or the be right back screen. And so instead of digging through the tiny buttons mid-mix, you hit a physical key without taking your eyes off the decks or the chat. Now let me know if I should make a video about all the things that I make my Stream Deck do. Next is the lighting. I'm not talking about more RGB junk behind you. I'm talking about actual light on your face. A simple key light will do more for your stream than thousands of dollars of new camera gear. When your face is lit, your cheap camera suddenly looks expensive, and when your face is dark, your expensive camera looks cheap. So if you only upgrade one visual thing, make it a decent key light. I've used the Elgato key light in the past, and I currently have the GVM P80S. Again, these are in the gear guide. Now after that, a better camera starts to pay off. A solid webcam like the Elgato Facecam 4K or the Osbot Me 2 gives you sharp 4K picture without any drama. And both of these are some of the most purchased webcams of 2025 going into 2026. And if you want to step up into a real camera, something like the Sony EV and ZV line or Canon's creator cameras like the M50 Mark II are super popular for streaming and content creation. With these, you can blur the background, you can frame your hands and face properly, and you can make the whole scene look more crispy instead of that laptop lid angle 45 degrees. And finally, a better mic. Once you're streaming often, upgrading from a basic USB to a solid dynamic mic plus a simple boom arm or a stand will make your voice sound warmer and clearer and be easier for you. It can also help reject room noise, fans, and whatever chaos is happening just off camera. And if you're talking to chat a lot, this makes you sound like a host, not like you're shouting across the kitchen. My personal favorites are the Shure MV7 and the Fifine K688. I made a video about the Fifine that I'll link if you want to see the details of that one. Now, I've used both of these for the past 4 years, and if you want to know why I need 2 mics, well, you're going to have to come to a stream and find out. Now, these are just quality of life boosts. Easier control, better light, sharper picture, cleaner voice. They don't make you a better DJ, but they do make it easier for people to watch you more than 5 minutes. Now, if you take anything from this video, let it be this. Once these basics are in place, gear is no longer a valid reason not to stream. From here, the real work is showing up, playing great sets, talking to people, and learning how to turn your live stream into something that can actually support you. So if you want to know how to actually make more money live streaming your sets, go watch this video where I'll walk you through how to turn the basic setup into actual income stream using psychology and extensions and a few methods that most DJs are sleeping on.